Hi guys! Tomorrow we're starting a new unit on cells. Cells are awesome because they are the components of all living things. Every single living thing on Earth and possibly beyond is made up of cells. Uh, our bodies are made up of trillions and trillions and trillions of cells. And there's human cells that make up our body, but then on our body, there's actually even more cells of other organisms like bacteria and fungus even, more cells of those things on our body and inside our body than our own body cells, which is kind of crazy. Sounds a little bit gross, but most of those cells are actually beneficial to us. So there's lots of cells that make up our own body, lots of cells on our body. Also, everything around us that's living, the trees outside, some of the things that we make food with, everything that's living is made of cells. So it's really important for us to understand those cells, what they do, how they do it, and so that we can understand all the living things around us. So what we're going to do in this unit, some of the topics, we're first going to look at some different kinds of cells. The bacteria that are on our body, inside our intestines, those cells, the bacterial cells, are a little bit different than our own body cells. So we're going to talk about how they're different. And also, cells in plants and cells in animals are a little bit different. So we're going to look at those differences. We're also going to look more closely at plant and animal cells and the parts that are inside of them. So maybe in middle school you did a little bit on cell parts. So inside cells, there's different parts that do different functions. And some of those functions are very, very important to the survival of living organisms. So we want to learn a little bit more about those. We're also going to learn about some specialized cells. So all the cells in our body, all those trillions and trillions of cells, they're not all identical. They have similar features, but cells can be specialized to have specific jobs. And so the cells in your brain, like nerve cells we call those are a little bit different than your muscle cells and your blood cells. So those are all different because they're doing different kinds of jobs, and we're going to talk about some of those differences and also some disorders that it's possible to have if those different kinds of cells aren't working properly. And then finally in this unit, we're going to talk about the plasma membrane or the cell membrane, which you all know from our biochemistry unit is composed of lipids, right? And so that cell membrane or plasma membrane lets things in and out of the cell. But it doesn't just let anything in and out. It's called semi-permeable, which means that some things get in, some things don't. It's pretty picky about what gets in and how it gets in. So we're going to talk about how things go in and out of the cell to keep things nice and balanced in the cell or maintain homeostasis. If you haven't heard that word homeostasis before, you're going to hear it a lot coming up. It pretty much means maintaining a balance. But we'll get to that more later. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of this unit and get you psyched up for it. Did I do a good job? I hope so. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.